Now, these are the challenges that Donald Trump is now facing. It's like the Pope doesn't like Donald Trump so much because this isn't
Greetings, family. You're welcome. I appreciate you for choosing us today. Guys, we are in the United States of America. Donald Trump is choked. You know, people, the Pope launched attack on Donald Trump, and some other organizations have started suing his government already. And a lot of people, as I'm talking to you, are already devastated in the United States, especially our brothers and sisters in the United States, the black community, the Africans who are there. I mean, Donald Trump wants to turn things upside down. So what is happening is that Donald Trump plans to end birthright citizenship. Now let's get into the entire story. You know, before Donald Trump came to power, there are a lot of people who are afraid of his policies and things. That he's a tough guy. Let's agree to that fact. He's a tough guy. You know, there's one thing about African politicians and celebrities here. When they are pregnant, they move out of the country, or whether from Nigeria or any Africa country, go to United States when they are in the last month, then they give birth so that their child can become a US citizen. Now, Donald Trump, one of Donald Trump's first move as the 47th president of the United States was to sign an executive order which aimed at ending birthright citizenship. People, now this policy currently grants automatic US citizenship to anyone born in the United States. And this is what our brothers and sisters in Africa are taking advantage of anytime they are pregnant. So you see politicians and the celebrities, once they are in the last month of their pregnancy, they are off to the United States so that when they give birth, their child can become a United States citizen. Donald Trump said, "Pow, this nonsense must stop." Now, Trump has talked about this change for years, but turning it into reality won't be very simple. This particular order proposed denying citizenship to children born to migrants who are in US illegal, or let me say temporary visas. However, this is not going to be applied to people who already have or have been granted citizenship. So the big question is, how can he do this when birthright citizenship is protected by the US Constitution? This is a loud question. How is he going to do it? Making such a change will require a two-thirds vote in both Congress chambers and approval from most of US states.
This idea of birthright citizenship, where does it come from and when did it begin?
The idea of this birthright citizenship comes from the 14th Amendment of the US Constitution, which says all persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States and of the state wherein they reside. This means anyone born in the US automatically becomes a citizen, regardless of their parent immigration status. Now, there are two schools of thought regarding this particular policy. Some people believe this policy encourages illegal immigration. The critics of this policy argue that undocumented pregnant women cross the border to give birth, hoping their child will gain citizenship. And this practice, the nickname of this practice is anchor baby or birth tourism. And when you look at it really well, you know, Africans fall victim to this a lot, especially, that's what I said, our politicians and our celebrities. So this policy is going to practically stop them from engaging in this particular act. To me, in this regard, I agree with Donald Trump because we need to start respecting ourselves. Now, let's have a short breakdown of the history behind this birthright citizenship. The birthright citizenship began after the Civil War with the 14th Amendment in 1968. This amendment was created to guarantee citizenship for free African American slaves. Now, these are the challenges that Donald Trump is now facing. Experts in the United States agree that Donald Trump cannot end birthright citizenship through an executive order alone. According to some law professors, they've said this is not something he can decide on his own. Now, for Trump to succeed, he will need a constitutional amendment. This requires approval from two-thirds of both the House of Representatives and the Senate, plus support from 3/4 of US states. And looking at the divided political climate, that practically seems nearly impossible for Donald Trump to do. The truth is, if Trump pushes federal agencies like US Immigration and Custom Enforcement to interpret citizenship rule differently, it will spark legal battles
in the United States, and this can practically end up in the Supreme Court. Now, before we get to Pope Francis' response and the actions taken against the Trump government, let's look at those who will be affected if Donald Trump actually succeeds. According to research, about 250,000 babies were born to undocumented immigrant parents in the United States in 2016. By 2022, the number of US citizens born to undocumented parents reached 1.2 million. So what this simply means is that ending birthright citizenship could lead to major consequences. Research from the Migration Policy Institute suggests that the number of unauthorized immigrants in the US could grow to 4.7 million by 2050 if children born to undocumented parents are no longer citizens, because since you deny them, the number will increase, and this is going to create a large group of stateless people, adding more challenges to the immigration system. Now, Pope Francis went hard on Donald Trump. Donald Trump's tough immigration policy, including this plan of ending birthright citizenship, drawn the attention of the Pope. In recent interview, the Pope referred to this action as a disgrace and urged Donald Trump to show more compassion, because according to his word, he said that is not right. That is not how you solve problem. And he went on to say that what Trump is trying to do is a sin. It's like the Pope doesn't like Donald Trump so much, because this isn't the first time Pope Francis has criticized Trump immigration ideas. In 2016, before Trump's first election, the Pope said, "A person who thinks only about building walls and not building bridges is not a Christian." So to Pope Francis, of all the noise around Donald Trump that he's a Christian and how the Christian community love him, to the Pope of Rome, Donald Trump is not a Christian. Now, one thing that is happening right now is that legal and political hurdles are trying to make Trump's plan very difficult to achieve. Civil rights groups like the American Civil Liberty Union, abbreviated ACLU, they have already filed lawsuits against any attempt to deny citizenship based on parent immigration status. Now, even if Trump wins some court cases, changing the constitution is another matter altogether. So this particular fight over birthright citizenship highlights larger question about immigration in America. The two groups, the supporters of this policy, see these policies as a reflection of the country's value of equality and inclusion. The critics view it as an outdated system that encourages illegal immigration. So these critics are on Donald Trump's side, and the supporters of this particular policy are against Donald Trump. Now, if Trump plan move forward, it is going to reshape the life of millions of people, and it's going to create legal and social challenges for years to come. So this policy, to me, at least it will prevent this nonsense of after people getting pregnant 9 months then they boot to the United States. This nonsense will stop. We should start, every nation should start respecting themselves. Then you'll be respected outside there. But for now, in the United States, the future of this birthright citizenship lie in the hands of Congress, the court, and ultimately the American people. So family, these are the developments in the United States. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Respect.